Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with a new series. As you can see, um, this is Total Extreme Wrestling 9, and it is with a Save from Land XX. It's supposed to be January 2020, but instead it's actually been moved to the 2021. I have created Disney Wrestling Entertainment and brought it to life. Um, so I already have everything set up for our show. It is Tuesday Night Titans. We will take a quick look around since we can. So I have signed Ace Austin, Alex Shelley of the Motor City Machine Guns, Allison Kay, Austin Aries, Awesome Kong, who's only going to be around for a little bit, Brian Myers, Dr. Britt Baker, Carlito Colon, Cash Wheeler, Chris Bay, Chris Mordetsky, Chris Sabin, who is actually out injured right now, but will be back in a few weeks. The one and only CM Punk, Crazy Marie Dobson, Dalton Castle, Darby Allen, Dax Harwood, Deanna Perrazzo, Desmond Xavier, who is also known as Wesley, Doug Williams, Dragon Lee, Eddie Colon, Eli Drake, Eric Young, Eric Redbeard, EC3, Phoenix, Hikaru Shida, Hiroshi Tanahashi, who is only on a written deal because he is loyal to New Japan. So we will be using Hiroshi Tanahashi a little bit. Jacob Fatu, the Cowboy James Storm, Jay Briscoe, Jay Lethal, Jim Cornette, who is our color commentator, Jimmy Corderas, John Moxley, Casey Catanzaro, Camila, Carl Anderson, Kevin Kelly, Kyrie Hogan, Chris Statlander, Kylie Ray, Luke Gallows, Madison Lane, Maria Kanellis, Mark Briscoe, Matt Cardona, Matt Jackson, Matt Seidel, Matt Taven, Mickey Henson, Mike Bennett, Mike Chioda, Mike Posey, Miro, the one and only Nick Aldis, Nick Gage, Nick Jackson, Noam Dar, Orange Cassidy, but I'm going to change his name to Pockets, uh, Orlando Colon, Pack, Penelope Ford, Penta El Zero M, Pete Dunne, Priscilla Kelly, Ric Flair, Rick Manning, who is just a referee, but they don't have a pitcher. Oh, whoops. Rich Swann, who's got a broken ankle. Ricky Starks, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Rosemary, Sammy Guevara, Shane Douglas, who is managing Chris Bay, Shotzi Blackheart, Stephen Amell, who I am, who is the owner, Steve Kern, Steve Lombardi, Stu Bennett, Taya Valkyrie, Ty Conti, the Million Dollar Man, Ted DiBiase, who is just a road agent, Tennille Dashwood, Tessa Blanchard, TJ Perkins, Dr. Tom Pritchard, Tommy Dreamer, Tony Storm, Trevor Murdoch, Trey Miguel, Tyler Bate, Walter, Will Ospreay, Zachary Wentz, Zack Sabre Jr., and that's everything. So we'll take a quick look at our titles. So we have the Intercontinental title, our Reach the Stars for both the men and the women, the Women's Championship, the World Championship, and the World Tag titles. Actually, what? I am just going to add two titles I forgot to. Oh shoot, that was the world television. That's not what I wanted. 850 is fine. Deal. There we go. This is the one I was looking for. Okay, so then we had the Intercontinental Light Heavyweight, and then the World Television have now been added in that I wanted to. I don't really have much set up. Tommy Dreamer, I have Tom Pritchard as our head trainers. So that's pretty much it. I don't have anybody for the booking team, because unfortunately, nobody really has any booking skill apparently. So I'm going to have to look for some more road agents that are a little better. So I will be back. Oh, wait, was there? Oh, yeah, okay. So I will be back after I am done booking the show. One. All right, everybody. So we are back. The show is all booked. Let's head into it with our first pre-show match. And a bout that had good heat, that had good wrestling and little heat. Mike Bennett won a battle royal in 12 minutes and 27 seconds. And the order of elimination was Walter, then Chris Mordesky, Tyler Bate, then Desmond Xavier, Matt Seidel, Nick Gage, Ricky Starks, Trey Miguel, TJ Perkins, Noam Dar, Orlando Colon, Pete Dunne, Eddie Colon, and finally Eric Redbeard. The crowd is expected in the simmering. The wrestling rating got a 75. The crowd rating was a 39, so not fantastic. But the segment got an 82, which is way beyond what I thought we were ever going to get. So Chris Mordesky debuted his Adonis gimmick. It got great. Desmond Xavier, his old school face, got adequate. Eddie Colon got very good. Eric Redbeard got good. Matt Seidel got awful. Mike Bennett got awful. Nick Gage got awful. Noam Dar got poor. Orlando got adequate. Pete Dunne got adequate. Ricky Starks got poor. TJ Perkins got very good. Trey Miguel got very good. Tyler Bate got poor. Walter got poor. Kevin Kelly, who is our play-by-play, got poor. And Jim Cornette, who is our color commentary, got adequate. So let's head to our next segment, which got an 86. So in a pre-show bout that had good wrestling, a decent reaction from the crowd, FDR defeated Myers and Cardona in 13-13 when Cash Wheeler pinned Brian Myers with the full Nelson Slam. The crowd is expected in simmering. The wrestling rating was a 84. The crowd rating was a 58. And the segment got an 86. So Matt Cardona had an in-ring performance of 82. Brian Myers had a 78. Dax had an 88. And Cash had an 85. So Brian Myers debuted his arrogant heel gimmick, and it got a great. Matt Cardona debuted the exact same gimmick and got very good. Cash Wheeler debuted his no gimmicks needed gimmick, which got an awful. Dax Harwood did the same thing and got a great. And then Rick Manning, our referee, did a staff member gimmick and got awful. Brian Myers and Matt Cardona showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood showed excellent chemistry teaming together. So we are going to open up the show with our first promo, which got a 84. Even though his acting is the 90s, that's actually kind of funny. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newest powerhouse in wrestling. Welcome to Disney Wrestling Entertainment. That's right, DWE isn't just a dream, it's a revolution in professional wrestling. And tonight we make history. We're talking world-class athletes, the toughest competitors, the wildest action you've ever seen. And we're kicking things off with a main event that's going to be a war. Imagine this. The Bastard Pack, the man who's never backed down from a fight, facing off against three absolute killers in the ring. We've got Stu Barrett, the ultimate brawler who brings chaos with every hit, the legendary Nick Aldis, pure wrestling royalty, and a man who's got the power and passion to tear down an opponent, the unstoppable Miro. That's not all. We're crowning our first DWE World Tag Team Champions in a battle of brothers. On one side, the elite high-flying Young Bucks, and the other, the ruthless and seasoned Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. It's going to be mayhem, folks. And for our powerhouse women's division, we've got a 10-woman battle royal lined up. Some of the toughest, most talented women wrestling will be going at it for the chance to prove themselves and take a shot at DWE history. So get ready, get loud, and get on your feet because DWE is here to change the game. Welcome to Disney Wrestling Entertainment, where dreams collide with determination and we make the impossible inevitable. So the angle got the crowd hotter. The angle started the show off strong. The heat at the end is hot and rising. So let's head into our first matchup of the night, which got an 81. And a bout that had great heat but didn't have, or great wrestling but didn't have much heat. Jay Lethal defeated Dragon Lee, Sammy Guevara, Will Ospreay, and Ace Austin, and Zack Sabre Jr. in a ladder match in 11 minutes and 38 seconds when Jay Lethal retrieved the DWE Light Heavyweight Championship. Zack Sabre Jr. was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everybody. The crowd heat at the end is hot. The wrestling rating was an 80. The crowd rating was a 47, and the segment got an 81. Ace Austin had a in-ring performance of 81. The same with Dragon Lee. Sammy Guevara had a 85. Will Ospreay had an 87. Jay Lethal had an 81, and Zack Sabre Jr. had a 67. Ace Austin's cocky gimmick got a very good. Dragon Lee's fan favorite got a great. Sammy Guevara's cocky gimmick got a great. Will Ospreay's show stealer got inadequate. Jay Lethal's fan favorite got a very good. Zack Sabre Jr.'s degenerate got a great. And Mike Posey, our referee, had a old school face that got adequate. So let's head off to our next segment, which is a promo from the Good Brothers, which got a 74. I didn't see that coming. So the crowd at the end is white hot. Carl Anderson debuted his badass gimmick, and it got an awful. Luke Gallows debuted his badass gimmick and got a great. So Carl Anderson clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script and perform well. Well. Look who we got tonight. The Young Bucks. Now, Nick and Matt, you boys may think you got this all figured out. You fly around, you get the crowd hyped up, and you do your little flips. But tonight, all those flips won't save you when you're staring down the Good Brothers. You see, Bucks, this isn't just another match. This is DWE, and we're here to set the tone for the tag team division. We're not here to put on some acrobat showcase. We're here to hurt people. And the bad news for you two, because at the end of the night, the last thing you're going to see is the ring spinning before we hit you with the magic killer. That's right, you boys can throw all the super kicks you want. But you know what happens when you mess with the Good Brothers tonight? We're not just going to win the tag titles. We're ending this with the magic killer. And when you hit the mat, Bucks, there's no coming back. So get ready, because tonight isn't just the beginning of DWE. It's the end of the Young Bucks. So pretty strong promo from them. So let's head off to our next match, which got a 78. In a wild brawl that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Carlito defeated Eric Young and Pockets Orange Cassidy in 11 minutes and 52 seconds when Carlito pinned Orange Cassidy with a backstabber. So Carlito wins the DWE World Television title. The crowd is very hot. The wrestling rating was a 78, the crowd rating was a 50, and the segment got a 78. Carlito had a 76, Eric Young had a 77, Orange Cassidy had a 69. Carlito's second generation star gimmick got an initial rating of poor. Eric Young's Egomaniac got an adequate. Orange Cassidy's Cassidy effect got a poor. And Jimmy Cordera's staff member got an awful. So, I mean, at least we crowned off our new television champion in Carlito. We have a new champion in Jay Lethal. So let's head off to our next segment, which is a promo from Madison Rayne about becoming the first women's champion. It's got a 49. Wow. Madison Lane debuted her perfect body gimmick and it got an initial rating of poor. You know, I've heard a lot about people talking about who might become the first ever women's champion here in DWE. But let me make something very clear. There's only one true queen bee in this business, and her name is Madison Lane. Now, I respect every single woman stepping into that ring tonight. They're all fighters, no doubt, but respect won't change what's about to happen, because tonight, I'm not just fighting for a title. I'm fighting to cement my name in history as the first ever DWE Women's Champion, and I won't let anyone stand in my way. You see, I've scratched, clawed, and fought my way through this business for years. I've held titles before, sure, but this is different. This legacy is a title that says Madison Lane wasn't just here, she dominated. So when I step into that ring and I throw each one of you over the top rope, it's not personal. It's just the reality of facing the best. So to the 9 other women in the Battle Royal, I hope you're ready, because tonight, I'm not just showing up, I'm showing out. And by the end of it all, when the dust settles and the gold is in my hands, everyone's gonna know exactly why they call me the Queen Bee, the first ever DWE Women's Champion, Madison Lane. So, I mean, you know, besides the segment rating, the commentary quality lifted the segment, so did the color commentary. The crowd at the end is very hot. So let's head into the next match, which got an 84 in a bout that had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Britt Baker won a Battle Royal in 10 minutes and 26 seconds. The order of elimination was Taya Valkyrie first, then Kyrie Hogan, Tennille Dashwood, Crazy Marie Dobson, Madison Lane, Rosemary Deonna Purrazzo, Tessa Blanchard, and finally Hikaru Shida. Britt Baker wins the DWE Women's Championship. So the crowd at the end is very hot. The wrestling rating got a 78. The crowd rating got a 53, and the segment got an 84. Britt Baker debuted her cocky gimmick, and it got an initial rating of adequate. Crazy Marie debuted her extremist gimmick, and it got a great. Deonna Purrazzo debuted her old school face gimmick, and it got an adequate. Hikaru Shida got her Joshi wrestler as an awful. Kyrie Hogan debuted her cocky youth gimmick, and it got a poor. Rosemary debuted her weirdo gimmick, and it got a great. Taya Valkyrie debuted her bitch gimmick, and it got a very good. Tennille Dashwood debuted her old school heel gimmick, and it got an awful. Tessa Blanchard also had an old school heel gimmick, and it got an adequate. So let's head off to our next segment, which is a promo from Miro, and it got an 83. I've been called many things in life: a destroyer, a redeemer, a man built for war, but tonight, you can call me something else. The next DWE champion. You see, some men want this title for the fame and the glory, or even the paycheck, but me, it's different. This title, it's not just a belt, it's everything I fought for. It's proof that the pain, the sacrifice, the years of blood, sweat, and broken bones, they meant something. And now that gold, It's calling my name. I faced giants, I fought legends, and I've broken men who thought they could stand in my way. And if I have to go through every competitor in this locker room, Pack, Barrett, Aldous, it doesn't matter. They can bring all the strength, the strategy, and the cunning they want, but it will not be enough to stop me. I want this title because I need to show the world that there is no one stronger. No one is more determined, and no one is more worthy than Miro. Becoming the DWE World Champion means proving that I am exactly who I say I am. I'm a man who destroys anyone who stands in his path. I will carry the belt with pride, with power, with a promise as long as there is a breath in my body, no one will take it from me. So tonight, I step into the ring and I give every piece of myself. And when the bell rings and my hand is raised, the world will know that Miro is the champion. It truly deserves, because this isn't just something I want, this is something I was born to be. Miro debuted his badass gimmick and it got a rating of adequate. The crowd is very hot, and the segment got an 83, so let's head to our tag title match now. Ooh, it got a 77. And a bout that had superb wrestling and good heat. Gallows and Anderson, the Good Brothers, defeated the Young Bucks in 16 minutes and 21 seconds when Luke Gallows pinned Matt Jackson with the Magic Killer. The match was designed to work the crowd. Gallows and Anderson win the DWE tag titles. Carl Anderson was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everybody, so he must have been off his game. The crowd at the end is very hot. The wrestling rating was a 91. The crowd rating was a 77, and the segment got a 77. Whoops. So Carl Anderson had an in-ring performance of 79. Luke Gallows had a 98. Nick Jackson had a 92. Matt Jackson had a 94. So both of them, both Nick and Matt, debuted their degenerate gimmicks. Matt got a poor, and Nick got a great. Mickey Henson, our referee, had an awful staff member's gimmick. Luke and Carl got a tag team specialist bonus. Nick and Matt have great chemistry when teaming together. They got so they got a tag team bonus. The match deserved better commentary, deserved better color commentary, and the match was poorly placed. The crowd was already hot and didn't need working. So I messed that up, so it could have been a lot better. So let's head into our final segment, our final promo of the night. It's got an 83. Man, it's been a long time, hasn't it? Too long. But I had to come back because as much as I tried to stay away, wrestling isn't something you do. It's in your blood, and every night I spent away from this ring, I felt like a part of me was missing. So here I am. I came back because this is where I belong. Because there's unfinished business, and I owe it to myself and to all of you to show you that CM Punk is still the best in the world. And let's be honest, this place needed a spark. It needed someone to remind everybody what real wrestling looks like, what real passion sounds like, and what a real champion feels like. So to everyone back there, if you think you're the best, if you think you've got what it takes, well, step up, because CM Punk is back, and I'm here to fight the very best. And then all of a sudden, Jon Moxley just comes out. Well, look who finally decided to show up. You talk a big game, Punk. You always have. You see, you're here to prove you're the best, to light that fire again. But here's the thing, you don't need to go looking for a fight, because the fight just found you. I didn't come here to listen to a lecture about passion or unfinished business. I came here to see if the man who calls himself the best in the world is as tough as he says he is. You wanted to find out if you still belong here? Then why don't you start by going toe to toe with me? Mox, you want to fight? You think you're the one to test me? Good, because the thing is, I didn't just come back to talk about being the best. I came back to prove it. And if I've got to go through you to do it, then I say, let's go. So the crowd is very hot. Part 1 had a finalized rating of 77. Part 2, which was Moxley coming out and challenging him, got an 80. CM Punk debuted his straight edge gimmick and it got an initial rating of great. John Moxley debuted his crazy gimmick and it got a great. CM Punk clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script and performed well. John Moxley did a masterful job of improvising interactions with the crowd. So let's head to our final match of the night, which got an 88. In a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat, Nick Aldis defeated Pac, Miro, and Stu Bennett in 17:24 when Nick Aldis pinned Stu Bennett with a Tormentium. The match was designed that the wrestlers could steal the show. Nick Aldis wins the DWE World Championship title. The crowd at the end is very hot. The wrestling rating got an 87. The crowd rating was a 72. The segment was an 88. Pac had an in-ring performance at 92. Miro had 91. Nick Aldis had an 84. Stu Bennett had an 82. Pac debuted his cocky gimmick and it got a great. Nick Aldis debuted his no gimmicks needed and got an adequate. And Stu Bennett debuted his fan favorite gimmick and got an adequate. The match deserved better commentary and it got the crowd buzzing at the end. So let's check out the final score for the show for tonight. And it got an 85. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So the show increased our popularity in 6 regions. We would have gained popularity in 1 Canadian region, but the growth was restricted due to the limited number of viewers there. So let's finish up the show. The financials, we gained $336,655. Let's check out our popularity. Everything's still kind of the same. So we didn't gain any in the Maritimes. That's not too bad. So we'll take a quick look around everything. I'll show you my developmental that I had set up as well. When this is done loading. So I kind of set up everything. Make us big, make it so we can, kind of compete. Not to just go through and just steal all the talents and everything. So we were shown to almost 2 million or 1.2 million viewers. Ace Austin is unsafe. You should fire him before he cripples somebody. I'll kind of take that under advisement because I kind of like him. Madison Lane is a natural talker. She's worth giving promo time to. Well, kind of didn't seem like that tonight. Okay, so we will jump into checking out AEW. So the TNT champion is Lance Archer. The women's champion is Nyla Rose. The world champion is Jon Moxley. And their tag team champions are Adam Page and Kenny Omega. So they have Adam Page, Alex Marvez. Actually, I need to shortlist everybody because we are going to be going to war with everyone. Alex Reynolds, Angelico. I'm waiting for his contract. This man right here. Well, it says he's on an exclusive, but why is he only getting $700 per show? Well, that doesn't make sense. Aubrey Edwards, Austin Gunn, B. Pritzley, which I want to check hers because, she's only written. That is awesome. Okay, we are definitely going to make her an offer. They got Big Swole, Billy Gunn. I don't really see anybody. So Britt Baker's actually going to be coming to us sooner than later. They got DDP, Dean Malenko. They got Jericho too. I don't know when. So his contract's up in 2023, so we got 2 years on that one. MJF too. Let's see what's going on with him. His isn't done until 2024, so that's not too bad. Then let's check out. There it is. Florida Championship is our developmental. I have Eric Bischoff and Ken Malmenstein running it. Oh, hey, they got 3 tag teams. Nice. The Mechanics and the Von Erichs and Bear Country. So we'll kind of look at it. The titles, I don't think they did anything yet. Oh, Bianca, so Santino Marella's daughter is the champion. And that's it. That's all I got so far. That's fantastic. Oh, no, I don't want to tour it. That's not what I wanted. So let's check out the TV shows. So they had 1 TV show so far. And that's where she won the title. Okay, so Eric Bischoff did a promo. Carmelo Hayes and Aaron Solo defeated Blake, Christian, and Cody Hall. Cody Hall did get injured. He injured his back in that match. So that does kind of suck. So we'll look at the roster here. So we got Aaron Solo, Ace Perry, Alex Garcia, Alexia Nicole, Alley Cat. Santino is just a road agent down here. Ariel DeMaganos, Barbie Hayden, Bear Beefcake, Bear Bronson, Bianca Corelli, Bing Wong, Blake Christian, Brian Pillman Jr., who I'm assuming is like our most over person down here. Carmelo Hayes, Chris Van Fleet, who is the color commentator, Cody Hall, who has a spinal cord compression, and I think he's out for a year. Yep, so Friday, March 4th, 2022, he'll be back. Ilana Black, who is Core Jade, Eric Bischoff, who's running it, Gary Morio, Hollywood Haley J, JC Jane, Nunzio, who is just a referee, that's all he is down here, Jamie Senegal, Joe Coleman, Jordan Oliver, Josh Briggs, Jude London, Justin King is the referee, Kaylee Ray is here, then Ken, Chris Kloss, who is just a play-by-play, Kyle Fletcher, Leon Ruff, Levi Murray, Liam Gray, Mark Billington, who is one of the Dynamite Kids kids, Marshall Von Erich, Mesha Slamovich, Mike Bucci, Nick Dinsmore, Ross Von Erich, Sean Morley, Simone Johnson, Thomas Billington, Tony Deppen, and that's everybody. Actually, I need to add a tag team to them. Whoops. Add a team. Yeah, so we'll just add that the dynamic duo. And then we'll take our last look at the WWE's product and everything. So their titles, whoops. Hey, they hired Lita. That's awesome. Okay, so the WWE champion is Drew McIntyre, who's been the champion for 294 days. The Intercontinental Champion is vacant. Money in the Bank. The Raw Tag Team Champions are the Street Profits. The Raw Women's Champion is Asuka. Royal Rumble SmackDown is The New Day. SmackDown Women's Champion is Bayley. Andrade is the U.S. Champion. The Universal Champion is Braun Strowman. And then the Women's Tag Team Champions are Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. NXT's Champions. The NXT Champion is Adam Cole. Jordan Devlin is the NXT Cruiserweight Champion. Keith Lee is the North American Champion. Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel are the NXT Tag Team Champions, and Charlotte is the NXT Women's Champion. NXT UK, Dave Mastiff and Mark Andrews beat Mark Coffey and Wolfgang. The NXT UK Women's Champion is Kaylee Ray, and Walter is the United Kingdom Champion. So, I mean, that's pretty much just everything there. We still have quite a few people to debut for ourselves as well. But that is the end of everything. If there's anything you would like to see, go around, check everything out. Actually, you know what? I will show you our events that we have coming up. So we have our first pay-per-view, which will be sold out in February. So we are rolling our way towards that. We are 32 days away from it. So a little over a month. I didn't bother, with only a week or so to build up to a pay-per-view. I didn't really see the point of it. But we are going to be building towards sold out. Probably have Punk face Moxley there. I mean, who knows? We'll figure everything out as we go along there. In our product, I guess I will show you that. So we are in no style, so there's nothing, the most meta of all products, this style, it has no style. There's some wrestling, some entertainment, but no real guidelines for how it fits together. As long as the fans get a variety, doesn't really matter. The fans expect events to be 75% matches and 25% angles. Same with TV. Matches are rated on quality versus popularity versus popularity ratio of between 30 to 70 and 70 to 30, depending on what gets the best rating. Fans are open-minded and accept any match type, which is fantastic because I have great plans for great matches. Matches less than 15 minutes will not be able to achieve world-class scores. Gimmicks will not be necessary, but will have an impact if used. Each show will need at least 3 different match types aimed, like regular, work the crowd, calm the crowd, whatever. Using crazy bumps or stunt bumps give a boost to segments. Comedy-based gimmicks will be, or can be used even by stars and major stars. Having a wrestler forced to unmask will give heat. Having someone shaved bald will give heat. And then because we are a big size, we can't have anybody with a background in adult entertainment, which I didn't plan on having anyways. Let's check out our creatives. CM Punk, Jon Moxley, and myself are the franchise players. The next big things are Will Ospreay, Darby Allin, Pete Dunne, Sammy Guevara, and Tyler Bate, hot prospects. Will Ospreay, Kylie Ray, Britt Baker, Jacob Fatu, and Tyler Bate. Talk the talk is CM Punk right at the top. The best. Oh, and I forgot to show you Ric Flair, who is a manager to someone that we will find out down the road. The showstoppers are Will Ospreay, Pac, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Nick Jackson, and Penta. Ring generals are Punk, Tanahashi, Miro, Anderson, and Jon Moxley, who's hot. Dax Hartwood, Nick Aldis, Cash Wheeler, Britt Baker, and Carlito, who's not, will pretty much just be anybody that lost this week. So the Jacksons, Stu Bennett, Matt Cardona. And then some hidden gems that are in the world. Joey Janela, Alexander Hammerstone, Ali, Ophidian, and Jake South. I don't really know who Jake South is. We'll have to look into that. Okay, but that is everything for this episode. I will see you guys in the next one.